The question I get most these days is, so the first meniscus replacement, how on earth is it possible that it's not out there yet? Everyone knows people with meniscus issues, but if you put something in the knee joint, it grinds it and spits it out if it's not meant to be there. So you need to be anatomical, which our device is. It needs to be a material which is slippery and strong and flexible, a combination that we have in our product. And you need to iterate, iterate, and iterate. So we started in 2006, and I was there in the first brainstorming session about our device. It took 10 years in academia before starting the company by Dr. Tony van Tienen. And 2018, we were able to put it in human for the first time. And we had a study which we stopped after 5 patients because the implant failed in 4 out of 5. So we had not a successful first in human, but we had lots of learnings and we iterated. We changed the design, we changed the fixation, we changed the surgical procedure, got FDA breakthrough designation and went back in. So second clinical study is now underway. We're getting the first 2-year data points and it looks really good. The patients are doing well. We've learned a lot. The market size, everyone agrees, Smith & Nephew, J&J, Artimis. So this is a market that is available, that is out there, and it's not being harvested yet because there's no solution. So our Medtech team, myself, I've done multiple successful launches in radiotherapy, in IVD, and in orthopedics, designed hip implants, knee instrumentation, etc. Tony van Tienen, he's our orthopedic surgeon, the founder, the inventor of the implant. He is an opinion leader in Europe, present in the US as well as a meniscus expert. And Anita, our COO, she's really took a lot of experience from Medtronic to our company on operations, on commercialization, and together with the other 6 FTE in our team in engineering and clinical finance, we're able to get this to market. So what do we work on? We work on the post-meniscectomy pain syndrome. It's a debilitating disease. So if you have your pristine meniscus, it's a great shock absorber in your knee. If you tear it, you may need a repair. If the repair fails and it's painful, you will get a meniscectomy. Over 1 million meniscectomies are being performed in the US and Europe each year. So you take part of the meniscus away or the entire meniscus. And if it doesn't work, you have chronic pain. And that's severe pain. It's grade 3 or 4 out of 4, so it's really debilitating. You can't do your job anymore, do the groceries in a normal way. And then to fix it, you would think there would be a surgical solution, but there is not. There's a huge treatment gap. Just 5% of the eligible patients have a surgical solution. The other 95 do not. So that's the tremendous surgical treatment gap that we see for meniscus. And you can do injections, you can do temporary relief by bracing, physical therapy, but it's ineffective on the long term. Then you have solutions which are surgical, but they're impractical. Like the meniscus allograft transplantation, it's a beautiful biological solution, but it has matching issues, logistics, it's long OR time. Rehabilitation is typically very long, and you have a high reoperation risk. Same goes for the reoperation risk of the competitive device that was out there because it got an FDA denial and I believe it filed for bankruptcy very recently. So what do? We are presenting the Artimis meniscus prosthesis. A flexible implant, nature-inspired geometry, nature-inspired fixation, and a very flexible implant from a DSM material, a Bione. It expands if the forces get too high, it gets out of the way so it doesn't get destroyed, but it still absorbs the shock that is given. This is a 5 million cycle, you've heard it before in this talk. This is a gait analysis that we do based on ISO standard. This is really a worst case for a meniscus implant, and it survives. We've also demonstrated pain relief. So you see the graph going up means pain is going down, there's pain relief. The dashed line is the minimal clinically important difference, and we're way above that. This is 12-month data. Last week, the first 24 months came in. Well, this is our best patient, so he's over 90 points. So that's a tremendous pain relief. And this is the video the clinicians like most. This is at 6 weeks only after surgery. The knee is stable, it's calm, there's no effusion. This patient is doing great at 6 weeks already. So it's a blue ocean market. There's no solution yet out there. The market is large, and if you start with the allograft market, you can expand that. If we have FDA and CE, it's a market of 400 million per year. And on the long term, if you add Brazil, Japan, Korea, you'll outperform the 600 million. So development stage, where are we? We're at design freeze. So the design is clinically validated. We have full design control, so all the material going into the body and the surgical tools are ours. And all IP is ours as well. We have 3 patents granted. We have 3 which are underway. Regulatory, we have FDA breakthrough designation. We have the pathway cleared to 510(k) de novo. A study design which has been agreed upon by the FDA and a great US regulatory advisor, Maxis Medical. We've also been working on the market access because we realize that there's no reimbursement out there yet for this device. But we had roundtable discussions with CMS, with Cigna, Aetna, Blue Cross, Blue Shield. We've involved the US key opinion leaders, so Hospital for Special Surgery, Mayo Clinic, Brigham Women's, UPMC, they're all involved. And we're aligning our pivotal study to meet the clinical needs, the reimbursement needs, and the FDA's needs. We have a great help in the former CMO of Smith & Nephew. He's really helping us out as an advisor, and me personally as well. So we are underway for our starting up the R3 study. So the next clinical study, we start out in the Netherlands, then rest of Europe, and add US to it to reach FDA approval and an exit. So this is what we're building. We're de-risking it because we have trained physicians in the Netherlands that can train Europeans, and Europeans can train US guys. So we're decreasing the learning curve and trying to get as smoothly as possible to the end result. Current funding, we've raised 14 million in total in grants, loans, equity. We have still about 4 billion to spend because it's milestone-based grants, for example. Use of proceeds look like you would expect probably. So R&D, the team, and clinical is the largest chunk of it. We have a burn rate of 300K per month. We have a runway until next year. We're looking to raise $25 million towards that exit. So the exit strategy is be the number one. Like we Dutchies know, if you're leading the race, how not to overtake someone or let you overtake you. So we're engaging key opinion leaders in Europe and US. We are involving the users, so patient organizations, physical therapists, and the strategic, obviously. So all strategics, they are aware of what we're doing. We met them last month at the AAOS meeting, so Artrex, J&J, Smith & Nephew, and they agreed that probably we will be sold upon FDA approval. We've seen it before. For example, CAR-T-Heal is a great example recently that was sold upon FDA approval, so no commercialization yet, but still an exit. So we target 2028 as our exit, and that's almost 5 years from now. And if we look now 5 years back, that's when Max Verstappen had our implant for the first time. He likes it, and he's aware of what we're doing as well. We really invite you and all others to get involved, to get in touch with me. I'm Maarten van der Zanden, our company is Atro Medical, and we will change meniscus replacement. Thank you.